relief for food deserts across KELOLAND this morning. How feeding South Dakota's mobile pantries are bringing much needed nourishment to struggling families. Plus, how a former USD track star is helping kids overcome hurdles in their own lives. Good morning. This is KELOLAND on the Go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your Sunday. We also have your boredom busters coming up, but first, our top story. One person has life-threatening injuries following a weekend apartment fire in the northern Black Hills. Crews responded to the fire burning on South Stone Street in Lead Saturday morning. Heavy smoke was coming from the building when crews arrived. They were able to keep the fire from spreading to other nearby buildings. An ambulance crew took the injured person to Monument Hospital in Deadwood. The Red Cross and local churches are helping residents displaced by the fire. Crews have been on the scene of a weekend train derailment in southwest Minnesota. Multiple cars left the tracks near Brewster, Minnesota, northeast of Worthington. The Nobles County Sheriff's Department tells KELOLAND News that the derailment was reported at 2:38 Saturday afternoon. There's no word yet on whether anyone was injured. Feeding South Dakota says dispatching its mobile pantries to neighborhoods in need has become the new normal for the nonprofit. The mobile pantry made a stop Saturday at First Presbyterian Church in Sioux Falls. These distributions have become all the more important during the pandemic since the organization permanently closed its fixed location pantries in both Sioux Falls and Rapid City.
This process with them pulling up with the cars, it works so much better than having people come up in every station. It just would get crowded and, it's kind of chaotic. This is pretty actually smooth. They just pull up, they just tell them where they want to put it, in the back, in the trunk or whatever. The volunteers will open it up there and they don't even have to get out of the car.
Now, Feeding South Dakota serves more than 100 communities across the state and hosts 14 mobile neighborhood distributions each month in Sioux Falls alone. Well, people gathered in southwest Minnesota Saturday to celebrate diversity. This international festival took place outside of the Nobles County Government Office in Worthington as a way to connect with people from all backgrounds in the community.
Keep communicating and learning from others as well as sharing what we want to say. We need to connect with trusted leaders in the various ethnic communities and do that in a face-to-face way.
Last year's International Festival was canceled because of COVID-19, and a new focus of this year's event was thanking essential workers who helped the community through the pandemic. Well, let's get our first look at the forecast now with meteorologist Adam Root in the Storm Center. Good morning, Adam.
Good morning, Perry, and good morning, everybody. We're off to a wonderful start to the day out there. Enjoy it if you can. And we're going to stay pretty pleasant as we head through the afternoon, for that matter. We'll head downtown with blue skies above. Temperatures are warming up nicely. 67 with a north wind at 5 miles per hour. Considering we really couldn't do any better than the low 70s yesterday, this is pretty good, all things considered. And we'll be able to get into the 80s as we head later into the afternoon. 67 also is your number in Spencer, 65 Faith, 62 toward Aberdeen, 63 in the capital, 64 Rapid City, Watertown, and Mitchell with identical 61s, Marshall and Worthington, both at 63, just like Pierre. Now, we do have a very light breeze in place right now out of the north by northeast, but it's going to turn to the south, and that in turn will also help bring in more warmth and also a little more moisture as well. Dew points, that being said, will stay in the upper 50s, so it's not bad. If you have the chance to get outside, it should stay seasonable and more often than not pretty comfortable as well. That being said, though, we have more warmth on the way and at least one more chance for some much needed rainfall. Details on that coming up.
All right, thank you very much, Adam. Well, a former USD track star is using his story to help motivate young people to make a change. Terry Liggins recently started the Hurdle Life Coach Foundation and launched a new youth diversion program in Sioux Falls. How Liggins' life is already helping to inspire area youth and his plans to grow the Change program coming up in tonight's Eye on KELOLAND at 10. The Brookings Summer Arts Festival wraps up its 50th anniversary celebration today. More than 200 artists from across the country are sharing their handcrafted works in Pioneer Park. The festival also includes a children's area and entertainment in the park bandshell and side stages. Today's hours are from 10 to 5. Admission is free. The Laura Ingalls Wilder pageant in DeSmet is also celebrating its 50th anniversary with a special production called Prairie Patchwork. The performance is at 8 p.m. at the Ingalls Homestead. Tickets are $15, $10 for children, and free for ages 5 and under. Wagon Wheel features Darius Rucker with special guests Gary Allen and Morgan Evans at the W.H. Lyon Fairgrounds. Gates open at 5 o'clock. The music starts at 6. Hot Harley Nights wraps up today in Sioux Falls with the Ret Rotten Wall of Death at the JLL Harley-Davidson. Hot Harley Nights is a fundraiser for Make-A-Wish, South Dakota. The Sioux Falls Jazz and Blues Society presents Tab Benoit. The performance is at 8 p.m. at the District. The Sioux Falls Municipal Band performs a free concert at McKinnon Park Bandshell. The band will play 40s Gems starting at 3 p.m. Mogan's Heroes performs at Good Earth State Park's Summer Concert Series. The performance is at 4 o'clock. The concert is free, but a park entrance license is required. Patchouli is the featured performer during Sangria Sunday at Strawbale Winery in Renner. The gates open at noon. The music starts at 1. Admission is $5 a person or $10 a carload. And Wild Prairie Winery in Brandon is hosting Sunday in the Vineyard. Bring a lawn chair or blanket for an afternoon of wine, beer, and live music with Billy Lurkin from 2 to 5. Adam?
Well, satellite and radar is going to stay very quiet locally beyond one little cell that you can see east of Spencer that's basically going to rain itself out. Low pressure in Iowa is going to be very slow to depart, so we'll keep in at least a little bit of cloud cover for eastern and southeastern KELOLAND at times. Beyond that, it's still going to be a pretty nice day to get outside, and that area of high pressure in Wyoming is what is going to give us that very nice second half of the weekend, especially if you were dealing with rain and cloud cover for a better part of your Saturday. That being said, we do have another chance for rain on the way, a very small one Monday into Tuesday with that frontal boundary coming around. It's going to act as a focal point for a little bit of activity in northwestern KELOLAND at first, and then south central by Tuesday afternoon and evening. They actually have a marginal risk for severe weather south of I-90, with gusty winds and hail being the primary concern. But then we take a look at the thermometer, and we're going to warm up a little bit with near to above average temperatures coming back as we head through the end of the extended outlook and even just beyond it for that matter. Today, though, seasonable East River, a little bit above average toward the west. Depends on what side you're going to be on, whether you get low to mid 80s or upper 80s to low 90s. Overnight low temperatures tonight in the 50s east of the James River Valley, 60s the further west you go. Still not a bad night overall. As we take a look at the 7-day forecast, we do have that chance for rain coming around late Tuesday into Wednesday, and then another chance for rain trying to develop by Saturday. But more often than not, though, we do stay mainly dry with temperatures in the 80s by day, 60s by night, though 90s do try and creep East River as we head beyond the 7-day outlook. Have a great day, everybody. For more on your local news, weather, and sports, you can always head on over to KELOLAND.com.